Hello, welcome back to the Games Kingdom. My name's Carl King and today we're doing an unboxing of the recently successfully funded Kickstarter for Castleshire, a game by Cheap Sheep Games, and as at October 2022, as I say, the campaign has been successfully funded for a little while. I've just received this copy to do a review on it, and there's been several written reviews done, so I thought I'd do an unboxing. So I'm going to be showing off what the review copy has to offer, but if you want to check out the Kickstarter page for Castleshire and all their Facebook presence, you'll see that the game has obviously changed a little bit in what you will get for your pledge. There are a few pledge levels that you can choose from, basically from the core game up to a legendary edition, and with that you'll get, as I say, different levels of components and bits and pieces in the game itself. So as I say, without any further ado, let's have a quick look. So what you can see here, as I say, is a review copy of the cloth game mat. So the premise of the game is basically you're entering a mystical kingdom ruled by an eccentric majesty, besotted with the idea of building the perfect castle. This obsession leads to the erection of magnificent buildings in a world that will be remembered as Castleshire, the land of the 1,000 castles. So the goal of the game is you gain fame by building the chambers of the castles and challenging others, and to win you must be the person who gains the most fame. So as I say, let's have a quick look at what's in store with the game. So we have, as I say, this little game mat. We also have some of your usual fare sort of wooden meeples in various player colours. As I say, if you want to check out the Kickstarter page, these are just the review copy game pieces. I think initially it was going to be a 2 to 4 player game, but I believe now it's a 1 to 6 player. If you pledge to a certain pledge level, I believe you get 2 to 4 in the core game, and then there is a upgrade which will take it to 6 players, which is called the Beyond the Realm upgrade kits. That also brings in this cloth as well as the components for 2 more players. So then you get the legendary edition, as I said, which adds components which they say is for tactical chaos and legendary triumphs. There are rule amendments making building castles harder yet more lucrative, and the game edition comes in a lockable wooden book with detachable insert trays. So at the minute, this particular review copy, as you can see, is in a cardboard book type box. You're going to get a more fancy version of this if you do pledge for the game. So as I say, there are different pledge levels, so you can go and check those out. I believe the pledge manager is still open as we speak. So we've got a rule book here as well, which just sort of highlights those components. We also get a lot of cards, which you'll see that there are some track cards, which are these things here, and then we've got other nicely sort of illustrated cards, which will obviously be more relevant once you get into the game itself. This video is not about the gameplay, it's just a video showing off basically what the game is going to give you should you wish to back it. As I say, there are reviews out there already which you can go and look at and read and have a look at, and to see if the game is for you. And also on the Kickstarter page, I believe there are some playthrough videos, so if you want to go and try that out, other people have already done that, so I'm not going to sort of reinvent the wheel and do that again. But again, there are some more cards here which all come with your pledge. There's a set of coloured meeples there, and as I say, you've got your basic fair rule book, so shows you all the components, tells you how to set the game up, obviously, tells you about the game phases, the rounds, how they work, the tendering, the build phase, building a chamber, facing a challenge, and then the end of your turn. And then it tells you about scoring and gaining fame, and then it tells you about the next castle and the game ending and how you determine the winner. You can play this with younger players, with players under our recommended age, such as age 5 or 6. Try a different setup, and it runs through that, so you can play this with younger players as well, so it's not just an adults only game. So maybe a good gateway game to get children interested into board games. And then excuse me, in the book as well there are 10 expansions, and it says to play these expansions once you've started to have a few games of Castleshire. You can introduce the expansions, and you should introduce them in order, and probably play 2 or 3 times with each expansion before adding in the next. So this means that obviously you're going to get quite a lot of replayability just by going through the expansions as they are detailed in the book. So as I say, there's different rules and other bits that will be included as part of each expansion, and this one, expansion 7, the Witty Guilds, introduces, which I think is my favourite part or component in the game, are these little books. So basically you put them all on the table with the Castleshire name face up, you mix them up and you take one, and on the back it will tell you what you are. So you could be a blacksmith, you could be gamblers, you could be barbers, you could be worshippers, and there are a stack of these. So there are lots of these again, which will give you a lot of replayability, and these are all different, and what they do is they give you a setup adjustment different to the rule book. So it will tell you what you need to do for this one, which is the constables. So it gives you your additional setup, it will tell you a skill, it will give you some conditions, and then obviously it will tell you other things that you need to do when you're playing that particular guild. So I think those are absolutely fantastic. First time I've ever seen anybody do something like that, and they look really good. So as I say, that's expansion 7. So you'll play 7, 8, 9 and then 10, and then it says Mastery Unlocked. Congratulations, you have mastered the rules of Castleshire. You hope you have enjoyed your journey. You can call yourself a Castleshire Master Builder. So this is a game, as I say, that has just been fully funded on Kickstarter. If you like what you see in this unboxing, in the components, then by all means excuse me, take a look at the crowdfunding campaign on Kickstarter. You can still late pledge currently. There's plenty of information on their Facebook page as well, and as I said, there's also some playthrough videos and other bits of information up on the Kickstarter page for you to make your mind up on whether this is the sort of game that you, your friends or your family would enjoy. So as I say, this is Castleshire by Cheap Sheep Games, and take a look and see if it's for you. Until then, and we'll do another one of these in the future, it's bye for now.